All right, everyone, here we go. This is an all signs reading with a fancy graphic, too. I even used the planet on it. My God. It's an all signs reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is. This is straight up energy reading. This is Saturn moving into Pisces. Easily, hands down, one of the top biggest readings I'm going to do all year for sure. Saturn and Pluto changing signs, so powerful. It sets the stage for the whole year, for the whole next big cycle. Okay, but first we'll get to Pluto when we get there. I wrote a whole blog article about Saturn moving into Pisces and Pluto moving into Aquarius and all that fun stuff. But let's talk about Saturn in Pisces, because that's what this reading is. And it's very important. All right, this intro, very important. This pre-shuffle, a wonderful little memory of a movie for an analogy. But so what's going on here? Well, these two are opposite energies, Saturn and Pisces, okay? And we're all going to learn a lesson here. We're all going to become little armchair philosophers. We're going to learn a lesson of dreams versus reality. But what's interesting about this, and I don't think too many will mention this, is Saturn learns some lessons here too. Saturn's normally the teacher, but it learns some lessons from Pisces, and Pisces learns some lessons from Saturn. Saturn learns a little bit about dreams, and Pisces learns a little bit about reality. Either way, get ready to see life through a whole new lens. I mean, a whole new lens for you guys, for your runners, for everyone. For the runners in particular, the show is just beginning. It really is. And that King of Cups talks about somebody telling you how they feel, and we'll talk about that. But first, I definitely want to say with this energy here, again, it's a little like mirrors, all right? It's a little like Pisces has a mirror that can lie about the dreams and all of that, and Saturn's mirror doesn't lie. All right, so there's a lot of, we're going to see that Ace of Swords. In fact, it's somewhere at the top of the deck here. I saw it by accident. It's somewhere in here. Yeah, there it is. It's right there. It came up during the pre-shuffle where I just shuffle and talk to the universe about this energy. So let's get going. Let's talk about this transit. It's very important. All right, and it's blending with the full moon energy, so hopefully you watch that reading. This is a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but the title brought you in here. You found Steve Love Tarot. You're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. You're all moving at different speeds on your timeline, and this energy is going to affect you at different times, different whatever. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now I'm in my pre-shuffle. I asked the universe, give me the effect of the soulmate cycle of Saturn moving into Pisces. All right, well, I wrote about it. We've talked about it here briefly. I got the King of Cups crossed by the Eight of Cups. I've got the Seven of Pentacles crossed by the Three of Pentacles. This alone is someone coming to tell you how they feel. Someone who wants something, right? Walking away from 8 broken cups. Why? This is an energy of divine timing. All right, a little bit. And you have to remember what I said. And I'll talk about that in a second. But first I want to talk about the Four of Pentacles. There's that fear and holding back. But it's crossed by the Queen of Cups, okay? And that Queen of Cups is bookending the King of Cups. That's always somebody coming to tell you how they feel. The Queen of Cups gives the full cup. It's a bit of a love wins the day energy, but it's like I said, Saturn the teacher, learns some lessons here too. Learns from Pisces about dreams and fantasies. If you're a daydreamer, this is your perfect energy. This is your perfect transit. Pisces learns a thing or two about making those dreams a reality, you know, a little less pie in the sky, that kind of thing. But this right here, this pre-shuffle, the moment I pulled it, I was taken back to an old movie. It's a perfect analogy here. It's an old movie. It's called Uncle Buck. And it's got John Candy. I think it's one of Macaulay Culkin's first films or whatever. There's a scene in that movie where Uncle Buck, Pisces, in this analogy, gets called into the school to talk to the teacher, Saturn, in this analogy. And this teacher got a big mole on her face, right? Big mean looking chick. That said, Uncle Buck gets Pisces, Uncle Pisces we'll call him, gets called in to talk to Saturn. And Uncle Pisces, he don't like being called in, right? You know, but Saturn, the teacher, keeps talking about how, showing Uncle Buck about how the kid's drawing and imaginative and all that kind of stuff. She's a dilly-dally doodler, that kind of thing like that, right? And Uncle Buck's response, Pisces' response is, I wouldn't want to know a 6-year-old. It's something like that. I wouldn't want to know a 6-year-old that isn't imaginative or dreamy, right? Teaching the Saturn teacher a little bit of a lesson. And then he chucks a quarter on the table and says, why don't you take a bus downtown and have a rat gnaw that mole off your face? You know, that kind of thing. But it is. This is that scene from Uncle Buck. It's kind of what this energy is. Saturn learns a few lessons, right? Pisces can put Saturn in its place a little bit. And Saturn teaches Pisces a thing or two as well. And that being said, both it's a feel-good movie. They both sort of learn something. All right, they both take something away from the experience. Maybe that teacher calmed down a bit after that. Maybe Pisces is right. Yeah, I wouldn't want to know a 6-year-old that isn't imaginative and dreamy. That said, your person, that's relevant because your runners are very practical. They're very ego-based. And they approach cups from the point of pentacles. And that's always been the problem in this cycle. Now they're going to understand some things, okay? They're going to understand it with the Queen of Cups bookending the King of Cups. And underneath that Queen of Cups, by the way, is the King of Pentacles, that 8-point buck with rainbow antlers. That's your value. That's something rare and unique. And that rare and uniqueness of this connection is what's going to win the day here. I could say love wins the day, but I think it's the rareness and the uniqueness of it that does. All right, so let's see where we go. Let's see where we go here. All right. So if you want to know, honestly, if you want to know Saturn in Pisces, just watch that scene. Go find a clip of that scene from Uncle Buck. It really is. It's spot on. It's exactly what's going to be happening during this transit. All right. So let's see where we go here. Let's shuffle the deck. Let's pull ourselves a reading. Give me the soulmate cycle with the influence of Saturn in Pisces universe. This first card out's before the cut. That's why the fuck are we here? And some of you may have already noticed, I have pulled the original Steve Love Tarot Animal deck out of retirement for this reading. That's how powerful it is. I want all the energy I can get. I'm risking the deck by doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Why the fuck are we here? Before the cut, Page of Wands. I love the Page of Wands. I love it in this context. It's someone who wants something new. Reading the incoming energy, it's someone who wants something new, but it's a new road for you as well. Your energy's attached to all this. You know, you're going to benefit from this transit too. All right. Let's see where we go. It's good to make the teacher uncomfortable. Pisces makes Saturn uncomfortable, and that's good because a good teacher always adapts, right? Adapts to the student, and the energy here is going to allow for the Pisces energy and the Saturn energy to all adapt to work with however you are. However your runner is. And that's why the pre-shuffle came out the way it did. It's all going to make sense in a way, you know. And what comes after the cut? The 7 of Cups. It's about options. It's not a confusion energy. It's about options. And it's not about some options are bad and some options are good. It's just about freedom. There's a whole energy of freedom and liberation here. It's very nice. I like it. Let's see where we go. All right. Let's pull ourselves a reading. Give me the soulmate cycle with the influence of Saturn in Pisces. Let's do it. That's my theme song. All right. I'm still shuffling here. Let's see where we go. All right. Overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table after all that shuffling is the Page of Wands. Obviously, this is a very important card because my overall energy crosses that card before the cut. So it's Page of Wands crossed by Page of Wands. Like I said, it's liberation energy. There is no question as to what the right move is. And we saw that in the full moon reading, right? There's only one option, the universe kept saying. What's fueling this? Yeah, the 6 of Swords. Again, we got choppy water over here. We got moving slowly towards smooth water here. Everything... When the teacher adapts, it makes sense to all the students, right? And that's what's going on here. That's exactly what's going on. You're gonna hear a lot about Saturn teaching lessons and this and that. Saturn learns some lessons in the transit of through Pisces. Saturn can learn a thing or two from Pisces, and that's what's beautiful here. That's what's really cool about the energy. Our reading's on the flip. Right here's the energy around your connection. Right here's how your person's behaving in the 3D. Right here's their soul. Right here's the hidden energy, the message from the universe. It's red with the energy of your connection, though it is technically separate from the reading. Right here's the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. I will clarify everything, throw some universe cards over the top, and you bet your sweet ass is going to be a link for an extended in the description. All right, this is a very important reading, and I have a feeling that extended is going to drain the hell out of me, because there's a lot of energy here. This is some powerful shit. I don't always put the planet on the graphic, you know. I should tell you right there, right here. Energy around your connection right now. 8 swords. Wow. Wow. It's a lot of energy. Normally this card means overthinking, a little fear being generated and things like that, but it's all nonsense. We can always get out of it. This is just a massive ball of energy that's here. Somebody here is clamoring. Somebody figures it out. They're kind of clamoring a little bit. Okay. 8 swords. Fine. We'll see where we go. We'll see what else falls on the table here. How are they behaving in the 3D? 9 swords. An escalation. We go from 8 to 9. 9s are the end in tarot, right? It's the end. 10s are the end that lead to a new beginning, but 9s reflect an ending. Both of these are nonsense. You know, thinking about stuff that isn't, you know, isn't really. This one you can always escape from. This one here, it's usually nonsense. It's a false sword of Damocles. Yeah, there's a whole lot of, I almost want to call it woulda, coulda, shoulda energy, but it's not. There's a whole lot of energy here. Okay, it's not when 8 swords isn't enough, you go to 9 swords. If we get to 10 swords here, I'm going to freak, but I don't think we are. What's bookending the 8 swords? So a lot of anxiety here in the 3D. A lot of hard lessons being learned. They're getting hit by 9 Ace of Swords. You know, Archangel Michael went to Kmart and bought himself 8 more swords, and he's shoving them all through this person. What's bookending the 8 swords here? Yeah, see? Look, 2 cups. 2 soulmates coming together. Yeah, because it's the only option. It's what the full moon reading told us. And the full moon and Saturn moving into Pisces are literally an hour apart. They're an hour or 2 apart. They're right on top of each other here on the 7th. They're literally right on top. So that reading ties with this reading. Of course it does. 2 cups. It's all they can think about. It is, primary energy flow is 5D to 3D. I understand the anxiety here, because this is a balanced, it just makes sense energy. This is telling me the lesson's getting through. This is a card of a contract, okay? It's a meeting of the minds within someone, all right? The soul and the brain are in complete agreement, and that causes chaos, a lot of chaos, because I've got a Page of Wands as the overall thing. I want something new. Now what? Right? You make an absolute balanced decision in the soul. It gets to the brain that you want something new. You want to move in a new direction. That creates a problem all its own. It can. Talk to any lottery winner, and they'll tell you. When the world is your oyster, it creates a lot of this 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords energy. Well, what do I want? I always wanted that, but now I can have this. What did I tell you with the 7 of Cups? I said it's just options. All these options now. Now what do I do? You know, and it creates this massive ball of energy that's right here. The energy of your connection, it escalates into the 3D. It's all because of this right here in the soul. They know exactly what they want. They're basically a lottery winner at this point. And at that point, when the world is your oyster, it creates some problems. Okay, it does. You may not think so, but it does. That said, all right, hidden energy, message from the universe, red with the 8 of Swords, 4 of Wands. The universe is talking about your person's life, your person's stability and what's in their life. And that's the problem. That's what the problem is. I already said it. I already said it. Rewind. Now they know what they want to do. Want something new, Page of Wands, crossing Page of Wands before the cut. So it's there, creating a whole bunch of options, and it can have, you know, I want something new. Now I've got to deal with this. Okay, so again, there's a massive amount of worry here. What do I do now? What are they going to do? I don't know, potentially anyway. Potential final outcome, red with 9 swords, 3 swords. 3 swords is the card that ends the separation phase in the soulmate cycle. It is that energy. It's not even a heart anymore on this card. It's ripped to shreds. Somebody here, it should lead to communication, but it should also lead to some kind of, if your person's in a relationship, this Saturn transit through Pisces is going to put an end to that. All right, and it will. Saturn and Pisces will do that. Okay, you come to some real strong realizations. that you've been looking at things wrong, doing things wrong. It's about dreams to reality. It's about the duality of that. And it's about, if somebody's been fakey McFakerman in their life, even if they're single, the way they've been living their life, saying you don't matter, things along those lines, this Three of Swords creates an energy of someone coming towards you. We'll see that when we clarify, I'm sure. But for now, let's clarify. Let's talk to the witches. All right? Ah, man. The end result for them is a lot of pain, because they did, you know, again, they did this wrong. They've played their life wrong. Saturn hasn't been in Pisces since 1993. You know, 93, it opened big. It really did. It opened with a lot of change, a lot of cultural. I wrote about that in my blog article. You know, you can read all about it, but it hasn't been there for a while. It really hasn't. And if you were born around between 93 and say 96, give or take, because it went in and out for a little while there, this is your Saturn return. You know, this is your person's Saturn return. It's a big deal. Whether it is or isn't, it's still a big deal. It's a powerful transit. Let's talk about the Eight of Swords and the energy of your connection right now. A lot of swords on the table here in key positions. These cards are read together, but this card should make sense with this. So again, it does, because these are tied together. It's unreal. Yeah, creates a problem. All these options now. Now what do I do? This is the reading of now what do I do? I know what I want. Yeah. Well, you know, and they could have had it too. Why is the Eight Swords here? Let's see what the witches have to say. All right, I'm shuffling. All right, here we go. Won't let me shuffle anymore. I'll show it to you. I haven't looked. Jesus Christ. This is a feedback loop. It's a feedback loop right in here. It's 9 swords crossing the 8 swords. Red with 9 swords crossing the 8 swords. Red with 9 swords. It's over and over and over again. I'm telling you, there's chaos here. All right, and I know some of you are crazy, or some of you are crazy. I know some of you are. I am. But I know some of you are thinking, yeah, he's talking about this lottery analogy. I'd love to find out that. I'd love to have that problem, Steve. Oh, I'm sure you would. But it's a good analogy. You know, it really is. It's tough when the world is your oyster. And the world is their oyster here. Once we figure out what we want, the problem of going to get it then arises. Well, now what do? I told them I wasn't interested. In the case of this soulmate cycle, I broke their damn heart. You know, made them watch tarot readings for God knows how long. Well, now what do? Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety. 9 swords crossing 8 swords. More feedback loop. What's on top? Jesus, the Magician. It's a lead into gold energy. It's an alchemy energy on that Magician. All right, this needs to be resolved. The reason that it gave me the 9 swords crossing here, remember 9's at the end. Okay, it needs to be resolved. So there's something about to pop here. This will inevitably, the universe is basically saying this will inevitably lead to something. Okay, it has to. It can't just keep going round and round like this. Especially with this 2 of Cups here. Remember, this is bookending the energy of your connection. Why is the Magician here? 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's building up tension. There's a tension building, early stages. Now, I'm not pulling on the whole transit, the whole 2.5 whatever year transit of, you know, Saturn in Pisces. You know, it's here for a while, and then it moves back to Aquarius briefly, and then it moves back in, etc., etc. But I'm not pulling on the whole transit. I'm just pulling on right now about a month. I never really divine out further than a month. And again, this is building up a lot of tension. All this holding back, something's got to give, is what the universe is saying. Again, just backing up, something's going to happen here. I got too many 9s. I got 9s everywhere. I got 3 swords in the final outcome. I got this in the soul. And I've got a Page of Wands that wants something new. All right, let's see. 9 of Swords, why is it here? And this will also give me the energy of the other 9 of Swords that was crossing here, because I'm pulling all 9 swords. So wherever there was a 9 swords, that energy comes in. Why is the 9 swords here in the 3D position? How they're behaving in the 3D. Up all night? I believe it. I believe it. Let's see. And yeah, it takes Saturn, I may have said it in the intro, it takes Saturn a little while to get used to Pisces. It doesn't like being in Pisces. The two are very different. These are two opposite energies. And it takes Saturn a little while to adjust. So in the beginning, which is kind of what I'm pulling on now, the first month of this transit, yeah, it's a little volatile, right? It's a little bit. It's an acquired taste. Pisces is an acquired taste for Saturn, and vice versa. All right. Why? What's going on here? Why is the Nine of Swords here? Give it to me. Let's go. This is why. It's what I told you. It's the card that came after the cut from another deck. It's 7 Cups. Again, I know you think I'm crazy, but if you were to win the lottery right now, today, and all of a sudden you can have anything you want. You know, the world is your oyster. It poses a problem. It creates a lot of stress. Now what do? You can't do everything. You do get the idiots who win the lottery who do everything. Well, I can have it all. Well, you can't. You got to be careful. Those are the ones that end up broke in a couple of years' time. You know, the curse of the lottery that they've done a lot of TV specials on. This person here has won the lottery in the sense they figured out the importance of cups. They figured out the importance of their emotions, that they can make dreams become reality, that they aren't stuck, all that kind of stuff. Why is the Nine of Swords here? The environmental energy around it is some sort of options. It just keeps coming up that way. Now what do? I hurt them, right? In relation to your connection with them, they hurt this thing. They put 3 swords in it. It's not even a heart anymore. But now I want it. Oh, you know, yeah. And once you figure that out, now I got to make some changes to how I've been living my life. What's on top? Justice. It could be an energy of divorce. I just had picked this up, the 4 of Wands. Could be an energy of someone having to have that talk with somebody, okay, if your person's married or in a relationship. But somebody here, the energy is, it's saying, why is the 9 swords here? I throw justice on top of it. It's because the energy is, we already know, primary energy flow is 5D to 3D. This is balanced energy. This is balanced energy. The energy is balanced. Your person knows exactly what they want, and they know they have options. And again, it's this, got to do something. It's another energy of got to have some resolve. These are tied to these for sure because of the 9 swords crossing here. Why is justice here? The sun, yeah. Happiness. This is happiness. Balanced energy is happiness. It's here because of the happiness energy. This is what's making them happy. This 2 cups. Again, there's pressure building. Something's got to give here. Something's got to give. I think it gives here. Let's just talk about the 2 of cups here first. All right, let's talk about this. I pointed to this by accident. That means something. These 2 are tied together. Okay? So whatever we get here, we carry over, and then we pull here. All right? Why is the 2 of cups here? Tell me about it. Tell me about the 2 of cups in the soul. What's going on? That's a beautiful place for it, by the way. And I see it here. 2 very happy cards on top of that. And again, with that 7 of cups crossing, they know what they want to do, but now what? You know, I fucked this up. Yeah, you did. You fucked it up real good. All right. 2 cups. Crossed by 5 swords. Yeah, it is. It's how do I phrase this? Your person is short-sighted with feelings, okay? And that's what's causing all the chaos. That's what's causing all this 8 swords, 9 swords crap. I've got beautiful cards. I've got a magician here, alchemy energy. I've got happiness here. I've got the happiest card in the deck here. All right, and what's causing them the chaos is they were short-sighted, right? Because they're short-sighted with feelings. I know that sounds weird to say, but they are. They discount their own feelings up to this point, and they're still prone to doing that. All right, they are, and that's what's causing the chaos. If they weren't someone who wasn't, if they were someone who wasn't prone to short-sighting their feelings, we wouldn't have any of this chaos here. It'd be just Knight of Cups here and 8 of Wands here, kind of a thing like that. But it's not, because they are who they are. All right, what's on top? The King of Swords. The problem is, the reason for all this chaos, 8 swords, 9 swords, crossed by 9 swords here, all this fucking, what do I do now? What do I do now? Is because they wish it would all just go away. They wish these feelings would just go away. Make it go away. Make it go away. But it's not going anywhere. And what's happening is this is bleeding in. This is red with this 9 swords, and it's red also with the 8 swords by default, because 9 swords was crossing it. Why is the King of Swords here? Yeah, Queen of Swords. They're in a fight with themselves, right? They're in a fight with themselves. They are. It's again, 5 swords, short-sightedness, crossing the 2 cups. The soul is emitting 2 cups energy. We could phrase it like that. And this person is just trying to wish it would go away. But then the truth comes in, and then they wish it, you know, they want to do something about it, but then they wish it would go away, but then they want to do so. It's all very short-sighted. They're selling themselves short, and they shouldn't do that. They're afraid because of the 3 swords. They're afraid of this. They're afraid of getting hurt. They're afraid that they already hurt you. They're afraid that a lot of time has passed, but they realize the happiness and they could have anything they want. Okay? It's a bit like that lottery winner who wins the lottery, who always wanted a yacht, so they can go buy the yacht. Go ahead and buy it. Go have some fun. Go buy the yacht. Knock yourself out. But then they start thinking. They start arguing with themselves. Well, if I buy the yacht, well, I don't want this money to go away. I like having this money. I like the security it brings me. But now, you know, if I buy the yacht, then I'm going to spend a lot, and then it might go away, and then I might be right back where I started. Then the yacht's going to get repossessed, and all that is short-sighted. Right? All of it. You work out a budget, you figure out what to do. This person's just getting in their own way. 8 swords, 9 swords here a little bit. It's all because of 3 swords. And again, there's that energy, the short-sightedness is them being afraid to get hurt on some level, which is rich because they hurt you, and they've been hurting themselves the whole time by not following dreams and feelings and things that they really truly in their soul want. But the thing is that the lesson I think that they're going to learn through all this, as Saturn hammers something home, as Pisces teaches Saturn a lesson, in a sense, is a little bit of that lesson of you can't be afraid to get hurt. Love is a leap of faith. You just go for it. If you're afraid to be vulnerable or afraid to get hurt, it ruins it. It ruins the magic of the whole thing. That's part of the magic, and that's what they need to figure out. I think they will. I'm not sure who's going to win here, but I think they will. Let's talk about the 4 of Wands. Okay, for some of you, this represents a marriage. For some of you, this 4 of Wands feedback, because it's red with this 8 of Swords, which is crossed by 9 swords, which by default ties it to this. That's a huge, you know, something that they've held on to that they should have let go of a while. They're divorcing themselves from. And divorce is just a vocabulary word. It doesn't have to mean marriage. You could divorce yourself from a dog, from a toaster, from a job. It doesn't matter. So it has that kind of energy. They're divorcing themselves from something, okay? Maybe something that represents stability in their life. I don't know. Why is the 4 of Wands here? Why? Tell me about the 4 of Wands. Yeah. The Knight of Pentacles. Well, I always say about this card in the Witches, it's a stopped energy. He afraid to go in the water, holding on to the pentacles here. This is a realization, the transformation energy here, because these are red together. The transformation energy here and the real battle that they're having with themselves is, again, that battle of pentacles versus cups, versus water, versus emotion. It is that scene from Uncle Buck. It is that I talked about in the pre-shuffle. It is Pisces coming to talk to the teacher, and the teacher is having none of this emotion, this emotional crap, this creativity, this drawing and things like that. The teacher is having none of that. And yet the emotion is again teaching Saturn a little bit of a lesson, like, well, do you just want to stand there on the shore and hold on to this stupid gold coin? Is that what you want? Is that making you feel good? No. Right? That's like that. What's on top? 7 of Swords, yeah. Somebody is getting real. This card is red with the Magician. This is an alchemy energy. I told you, lead into gold. This is lead, right? Gold is going toward the sun here, basically. This is turning around. Somebody here has built their entire... What Saturn in Pisces is going to teach them is that they've built their entire stability, their entire supposed pathway to 10 Pentacles and all of that on bullshit. Okay? They really have. Why is the 7 Swords here? Page of Swords. Somebody here is going to get very disappointed in themselves in this energy. In fact, I acted it out for you when I felt that disappointment when I was doing this. I said, remember Pisces? Well, do you just want to sit there on the shore and hold on to that gold coin? Is that making you happy? And I gave the response of no. Like that. Yeah. It's someone who's disappointed in themselves. It's like a child in a way. And these are two basic children, emotional child and a child right here. So, here we go. Somebody's disappointed that they held back. Somebody's disappointed that they stayed in something that was past its expiration date. Somebody's disappointed that they never made a decision about this connection. It's going to vary for all of you. But whatever it is, they're disappointed. This energy is going to show them that they can get out and they can have those dreams. And that's a hard pill to swallow, to realize that they've had options the whole time and they just never took them. Well, so let's pull on the Three Swords. This should result in communication for a good number of you. At the very least, it'll result in your person doing something about what's on their side. Finally, you know, they always get to that point. A lot of times, if I get in a reading, I remember this a lot toward the tail end of last year, I would get that there's fighting going on their side, or they're talking about breaking up and this kind of thing. But there's always an energy underneath that, or was, of someone being able to talk them around. You know, because when we live in a life of deception, right? When our whole world is about the stability and the little blankie that our world provides, it's real easy to convince us to stay. You know, it's real easy to do that. There's a lot of analogies I could give, but I don't have to. You catch my drift on that. It takes bravery. It's very difficult to walk away from 8 broken cups. It does take. Most people in this world just sit in 8 broken cups and drink out of the jagged edges. So that's why everybody got bloody lips. You know, they're all just puffy and bloody. Well, I'll tell you. And this is a lot of blood here. Why is the Three Swords here? What's the final on this universe before I go pull some wicked voodoo? Oh, I got to pull some wicked voodoo on the King and Queen of Swords. I got to pull on justice. I don't have a devil here, though, other than this energy, which is changing. All right. Well, you want me to shuffle, don't you? Jesus Christ almighty. Okay, fine. Here we go. Here we go. They did it to themselves, energy. They did. All right, remember, Saturn learned some lessons, and Pisces learned some lessons. Pisces learns how to make those dreams a bit of a reality, and Saturn learns the value of those dreams. Okay? They teach each other something during this transit. We're all going to see life through a new set of eyes, there's no doubt. Crossing the Three of Swords is the King of Wands. We all know it here on Steve Love Tarot as what? The Burger King. Gotta have it their way. Okay. Well, have it your way, motherfucker. And here's your result. Right there. You know, that's why they're sitting in it. And that's part of the reason. Again, these are red with this, which is tied with this. Another example of why there's so much chaos here with 8 swords and 9 swords. Alright? It is. They did it to themselves. And again, that disappointment shines through. We had that Knight of Pentacles crossing. Right? Is that pentacle making you happy? You're afraid to go in the water? No. Yeah. Well, you had it your way. Ego, pride, look what it got you, right? Look what all this security got you that you thought was stability and all that kind of stuff. Look what your short-sightedness toward your feeling, with discounting feelings, right? Your person is prone to discount these feelings. Well, the universe, Saturn, the great teacher, you know, and Pisces teaching Saturn a thing or two, that energy swirling together is like, well, look what it got you. Right there. That's what it got you. What's on top? So now, as I said, should result in communication. That's the only card that matters, because the next one is why is the Lovers here. The Lovers. It's communication. I said this should result in communication. The universe threw me a major arcana card. The Lovers, red with justice, balanced energy and happiness, which ties to this balanced energy. It should result in this person making some changes. I can't predict what a 3D person's going to do, but I can say what I said earlier about this transit. In my intro, I said for the runners, the real show, or something like that, I said, the real show is just beginning. It is. And this is the real show. Look, really having to look at themselves. Really having, not through a mirror that lies. A mirror that lies. No. Reality. And why is the Lovers here? The Three of Pentacles, that's why. I knew it was going to be a good card. It is a good card. The Lovers is here because somebody... Look, I got happiness here and happiness here. It don't matter. The Sun is red with the Three of Pentacles. The Lovers is red with justice. It doesn't matter. It says the same damn thing. They want something new. And again, because of this realization, they might be fighting themselves on it, creating this chaos, but they have options. And that too ties to why there's so much chaos here. All right? This person can do something about it, and they want to do something about it. They now know what they can do, not just what they want to do. They know what they need to do and what they can do. And that creates, again, a lot of problems for somebody who's been stuck on the shore holding on to a pinnacle. Then they get disappointed in themselves. Their ego is blown under this energy. Just like it was blown in that Uncle Buck scene at the end where he threw a quarter at her and said, go downtown and have a rat and all that thing off your face. You know, it really is. That's exactly what's being said to this fool here. You know, that big mole on his face right there shining through. That said, they want something here. They feel this connection on a high level. It's causing a lot of pain. And that King of Wands, that Burger King, yeah, they had it their way. And look what it got you. Now they want something. And that creates, what do I do? Okay, do I go get it? Do I risk getting hurt? We've got to put an end to this fight. We got to see in the extended who's going to win in this battle of King and Queen of Swords. These two fight. And this is an inner fight when they come out together like that. And there's no reason these two cards should be together in the deck again. You know how many times we've shuffled this Witch's deck. I mean, it's all ripped up to shit. We've been using it for a long time. That said, we got to see what happens with that Five of Swords, that short-sightedness on there, and that discounting of emotion. Can't have it. This should result in communication from someone who's usually the Burger King, the King of Wands. Ego, pride, stuck where they are, whatever it is. Entitlement, it's all there. It's all there. And again, Saturn's coming to teach all of us this lesson. Saturn in Pisces is going to change the world. It did the last time it was here. It'll do it again. You know, and it's extremely important. The soulmate cycle is a reflection of societal energies. It's time for everybody to get real, you know, and start realizing that, you know, hey, we're fucking up here, and we are. But in the soulmate cycle, the runner's definitely fucked up here. Now, I'm going to pull 3 cards from the universe, see what else the universe wants to tell you before we go. Anything else you want to tell everyone here before I go pull some wicked voodoo? And I got a lot to pull on. I got Justices, I got 7 Swords, I got whatever this 4 of Wands is, I got King and Queen of Swords here. I got with the 5 of Swords, I've got everything. I also want to find out what's going to happen here. I also want to see how these energies are going to affect the DF side. This Saturn transit. What specifically is happening for you with this transit? Early transit, granted, but still, you know. All right, let's see. Give me 3 cards and a crossing card. What else you want to tell everyone before I go? There it is. It finally came out. 10 swords. We got 8 swords, 9 swords, 9 swords crossing 8 swords. We never saw the 10 of swords. There it is. 10 swords. It's there. It's the universe saying this is going to end. All of this is going to result in something. It's saying the same thing that the magician told me right here. All right? This is all heading for a new beginning here. Okay? They're going to push past this. It's likely they will. Okay? Whether they come toward you or not, or just move into a new life based on what your connection showed them, I can't say. But the universe can. Because I got, after this, all major arcana. I've got Judgment in the middle. I've got the Fool over here. Guaranteeing, again, I did not know that Fool was there. I knew Judgment was there, but I didn't know the Fool was there. The Fool is red with the 10 of Swords. That's something new is about to happen. Again, backing up the Magician. Crossing Judgment is the 9 Cups, which ties to the 8 of Cups that was in the pre-shuffle. Okay? This is someone, again, this is a second chance happening. I can paraphrase this energy. Some of you watching think that some runner is long gone. You just watch me because I'm funny. Or you just watch me because you're hoping I'll give you some nugget of philosophy. Or you watch me because you're hoping I'll say something about a new soulmate coming towards you. Yeah, I probably will say and do all of those things sometime this year for sure. But right now, this energy is crystal clear from the universe when I add this up, crossing the Judgment with the 10 of Swords and the Fool. If you think this is over from this runner, it is not. It is not. It is not even fucking close to being over. There's another chapter about to roll in. And you don't have to fret about that. Some of you are happy about that. Great. Good for you. But for those of you that are like, oh man, I was done with that. Damn it, Steve. I hate you. Okay. Feel free to hate me all you want. You don't have to fret about it. They can't harm you anymore. There's no more Three of Swords to be done. You've grown. The DF side has grown. You've learned your lessons. You've developed some self-worth. I mean, it comes up in my readings. You're radiating Empress energy like crazy. You're perfectly fine. It's no big deal. It can't hurt you. Let it come back. If it's coming back, if it returns, which it looks like it is, it's got something else to teach you. There's still one more lesson. Be excited about that. Be open to receive that. Okay? Like I said, Saturn is the great lesson teacher. Yes. And Pisces is all dreamy and creativity and all of that kind of stuff. Yes. But they each teach each other something. So perhaps you've got some additional lesson you need to learn on more of a Saturn learning a lesson context. Okay? Whatever it is, just be open to it. Be happy about it. Any lesson we learn in life grows our energy. When we grow our energy, why is that something great? It's great for us because we're, higher vibration, but it attracts better things to us. Like energy attracts like energy. You want to keep raising your vibration. Why would you want to stay in the same vibration? Even if you're doing great, you're like, Steve, I'm a billionaire, I'm fine, I got this, and this. Fine. Why not become a trillionaire? Why not become 100 billionaire? I don't know. Whatever the case, it never hurts to raise your vibration. You want it as high as possible when you leave this life. You want it as high as you can so that the next day it picks up where it left off. It does not go away. Energy, matter, the two words are interchangeable. Cannot be created or destroyed. Okay? So it does not go away. It transforms into whoever you're going to be in the next life. So any lesson that's coming your way, you should be grateful and open for. All right? That's your reading. I'm going to go pull some wicked voodoo. I got a lot to pull on here. I'm going to take a screen grab of this reading because I want to remember exactly what's here. That said, if you want the extended, the link is in the description. All right? If you like this reading, I hope it was helpful. I do. I really do. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. And please remember that Saturn's going to learn a thing or two here too. And try to look at all the lessons and all the things that happen to you from both angles. In other words, it's not just your dreamy side learning about practicality and learning about reality. It's also about your reality side learning about dreams and creativity and things like that. All right? That's your reading. All right, I'm going to go pull the extended. Good luck.